guys. I just got out. It is Sunday, August the 11th, 2019. It's been about a year since I've been awakened. They've delayed the process for me to get to this information that I am telling you today from the severe stalking, the numbers, huge numbers of people and massive noise and other stuff. It's a science, so they succeeded, obviously. I'm only one man, and this is the world's strongest entity, working with tons of financial backup, manpower everywhere, you name it. So, it's been a year. In today's video, I know I said I wasn't going to make that many videos anymore, but you know, I have no social contact with anybody. I can't talk to one human being. If it looks like I'm talking to someone on the street or someone in my building, the conversation will be about 45 minutes of psychological warfare, information they're told to say to me, cutting me off, belittling me, everything, you name it. A non-nurturing, actually the opposite, conversation that will leave me there drained. Unnatural, artificial, things implemented in it that I'm supposed to know and hear. So I'm all alone, I have nobody to talk to, not one soul. So I need to make these videos sometimes to open up and talk to whoever would watch these videos, I guess. So knowing that somebody will watch this video will make me feel like I'm talking to a human being through this digital these digital means, through these digital gadgets, digital waves, call it whatever you want to call it. Overall, I'm doing pretty good. I'm content, but I know my prison's very big. It got bigger in the last year. They've taken their precautionary measures all over the world. So in case I fly into any country, it's set up there. They didn't have them all set up before. They only had them set up in the countries that I've been to. And now they pretty much have them everywhere. There's still certain areas that I can get to, but it's not logical. Since I only get $1,000 a month, I'm not allowed to work or save money. And that $1,000 will barely get me by. I'm pretty much paralyzed. They paralyzed me financially in order for me not to be able to do that. So, taking that into consideration and looking at my options here, what I can do, there's always options. Losing hope is the downfall of human nature. Because everything that's designed, believe it or not, if it's designed to enslave you or to imprison you, then there is a way out. Otherwise, they won't be able to do it. Those are the laws and rules that the planet makes that nobody can play with. It's a part of this planet that we live on, this realm. There's a balance to everything. And those laws, believe it or not, even the most powerful elites on the planet, with all the money, all the power and everything, will not be able to meddle with. So, in light of this information, today we're going to talk about something else. I'm going to take out my Walkman right now so I can concentrate more on what I'm saying and listen to the more noisy environment of mine with the ritualistic battery sucking energy straws to suck my battery out through my eyesight and ears. So, we're gonna go back to a movie that was made in 1999, which back then I was already enslaved in the tube, styling me into this machine, which is called The Matrix. So, Morpheus says to Neo, they want to turn us into this. Not necessarily a Panasonic one, it could be a Duracell, but this. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys on how they're turning us into this. But first, we need to learn certain things about energy. That not all human beings are born as AA or AAA or 9 volt and so on and so forth. So we gotta look at people as energy vessels. They're not really batteries because we're not really shielded on the outside. Whatever energy source is on the inside, the shielding will come later. I'll explain it to you. This is what's been done to me. That's called shielding. Shielding this fiery energy from meeting other fiery energies by shielding it with this constant straws being put into it and activated every time a car passes by or a noise is made. What makes this machine a battery sucking machine. Now, I'm gonna show you that even these people that are activating the straws that are put in this battery, that their battery is being sucked too. So, guys, most of us are energy vessels when we're born. Some of us are high powered, some of us are low powered. A low powered energy is a person that's somewhat lazy, doesn't like to work, is not ambitious, is not lively to life and everything. Them would rather just sit there and do drugs and just have fun and barely move and walk. A high-powered person is a person with lots of ambition, hope, life, thinks too much, does too much, tries to figure things out, curiosity. That would be a bigger battery. So, the leaders of this world, they understand human nature and they know how we're like. They figured, okay, how are we going to rule the whole world? This is not just some country. How are we going to do that? Well, let's classify them first. Let's see which ones are AAA, which ones are AA, which ones are 9 volt. And if we do ever get a strong titanium battery, which pops out every couple of centuries in this world that we have, which they call it the blood of the prophets, or people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I don't know, I always mention these people, but there's a lot of them. Those are titanium batteries, guys. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna let this titanium battery get out and connect its energy with other batteries that are fired up and pin them against us? No, we have to come up with a system in order to keep these batteries maintained. How do we do that? How do we keep them maintained in a covert way? Because back in the days, they've tried to put them in a real jail for no reason. They tried to start wars. And in the last 50, 60 years, they had to change the system in order for it to last. Because people are not gonna take in-your-face dictatorship. So, the only idea is mind control and be basically tricking you. Instead of enslaving you physically and hurting you physically, it had to be a mind and soul blood-sucking operation to drain you of your energy. Don't forget, we're energy vessels. So, how do they drain you of your energy? How do they know that this is a titanium battery? This one's AA, that one's AAA. So that's what they did, guys. Now, in 1975, they spotted, I guess through its parents or whatever, that were not around when it was born or right after it was born, I don't know, a super titanium battery being born. This kind of battery is dangerous for them. Why? Because this is the kind of battery that everybody wants to come around because it gives out energy. It's super titanium. So, especially the ones that are low-powered energy, which are lazy, don't like to work, you know. Those are usually the outcasts in society. Not to say anything bad about them or negative, they're born that way, you know. We have to nurture them just like we nurture anybody else. So, this kind of battery has, the titanium one, has the ability to attract all these energies around it and make a volcano. Now, the elite of this world looked down at the world and said, well, there's a high-powered super titanium one. We see this one every couple of thousand years. One comes out. What are we going to do with it? If we let it loose, it's mayhem. In about a year, we'll have a volcano exploding in our face. We can't dominate them. So what do we do with this battery? Well, since this battery, this titanium battery, has a way, a natural way, not intentional or with an agenda or a conspiracy, a natural way of attracting all these other small batteries, because it can feed them amazing energy that they need, they don't have. Naturally, it's just titanium. Why don't we come up with something? Why don't we pin all the small ones against it? Let's have it for breakfast before it has us for dinner. Because they're afraid of it. It's powerful. And in no time, it will explode in their face with all the other small batteries around. The AAAs and the AA's. So how do they do that? By mind controlling it from birth. Not letting it know that it's super titanium and attack it indirectly, not physically, visually, by hearing, and psychologically and emotionally attack all its chakras. When you attack someone's chakras, they get dismantled without knowing what's going on. They're like, why do I feel like crap? Well, because you're not getting nurtured, you don't have the right woman around you, you don't have the right paycheck, you're not doing the right job, you're not living in the proper house, look how everything's cluttery and smelly. And so it's all these things that the normal, innocent, gullible eye is not, they're not visible to it yet. This is something, it either has to live in another environment to notice that its environment is distorted and destructive, or it has to wake up and realize that something's unnatural is going on around it, artificial. So what they did to the super titanium battery from birth, since this one has the ability to attract all these ones and make a huge volcano, it becomes a threat to them. They're like, how can we dominate both energies and pin them to work against each other? So they waste their energies on each other instead of coming together and exploding in our face. It's a very simple plan on divide and conquer. You choose the low-powered batteries, which are easily persuaded into doing the wrong thing by giving them things that they don't normally get in real life. The super pleasures, the best women, the best cars, the best, or for women, something else, but you get the point. The best houses, the best, those are the weaknesses of human beings. You give them the creme de la creme stuff, which is from the physical realm, materialistic. The best food, the best clothes, lots of money for trips. And so they're like, how are we going to do that though? How are we going to find out where all these very small empowered batteries are in society? Let's create Freemasonic lodges, which are, in other words, recruitment agencies for this particular kind of person, because for this particular kind of person to move up in society, it's difficult. They don't have the capabilities. They don't have the talents. They're just not born with those things. They have to earn them. And because they're lazy, makes it worse. Really hard to get. And because their energy is dim, they're not high-powered energy. Usually in public or in office buildings or at work, most people don't want to be around them because they don't give out energy. They don't have output. It's all input. They just want to take. Why? They can't help it. They don't have anything to give out. They need to feed. They need the energy. So what the leaders did, this entity, the elites, they're like, okay, how can we let this volcano explode with all these people around him and go up against us? Let's pin them against each other. How do we do that? From the time this titanium battery was just born, super titanium, let's give these people a motive and money and back them up to feed off it, not naturally, and let it drain its energy. So its energy can never be built up enough to be used against us. They create this system, which is a fake way of life. That's the reason why they come up with movies like Groundhog Day. Because you're living the same life every day. You're not having natural conversations with people, or relaxed, or having anything that builds up. It's all fake. How? Listen to me talk to anybody in the last 37,000 hours of video. How many times do I walk on the street? Have you ever heard me have a conversation with anyone for more than 5 minutes that's in any way nurturing? It's a fake world designed for the gullible not to see that it's fake, not to know anything else. In the end, it's nothing but drainage of a super titanium battery. Guys, that's what it comes down to. We're not really batteries. We're the energy inside the battery. But what they did to people like me is they put the case of the battery around us. They compacted all that energy into this, which is the cover of this is all this that you see around me 24/7, the irritations and annoyances. This cover is the bubble that I'm around, that's around me. And those little irritations, what they are is, they've stuck straws into all my chakras. Straws. So they can suck my energy out. This motion, is an activation of the motion straw that's in me. Because motion hurts you in certain ways. The noise one is another straw. The more noise I hear, it activates that straw to suck energy out of me. Keep me depleted. When I see a lot of teasing with the opposite sex, same thing. They're attacking your sexual chakra. There's a straw already in there. They're going... When you keep getting reminded of it over and over again, every time you bump into that situation, it goes... sucking more out of there. You get it? So, this is what's going on here. It's an energy robbery operation. By making it look masquerading as if it's a real life, just like the Truman Show. Look at when Truman comes out of his place, how everyone stalks him, people walking back and forth. He drives into a street, cars come out of nowhere and everywhere and block it and make it trafficky. He tries to leave the town, the bus doesn't work. When he was young, I want to be an astronaut. Oh, that's already taken. I want to be this, but that's what happened to me. I couldn't get a job anywhere. So, isolating this energy is the cover of the battery. Compacting it all in there and sticking straws in it, just like how you see Neo in the Matrix, how he's got those tubes stuck in him everywhere that's sucking his energy out. He's being used as an energy source. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys is, when those movies were made, their system was already accomplished. Those movies were nothing but a mere tap on the back for them to say, you made it. When they show you movies about the future, what it's going to be like on the Hunger Games, guys, those things are already happening. They happened a long time ago. Half the world is fucking going hungry. Because this machine, what it did is, it took everybody out of the villages, concentrated them into big cities to be a part of that machine, and sucked their tubes out. This is activation of one straw. Noise, that's another activation of another straw that's stuck in me into this battery to drain it of its energy. So when your environment is all straws stuck in you to drain you of your energy, there's a reason why you were picked. Because you are a high-powered super titanium battery. Now, I'm gonna tell you what changed in the last year since my awakening. Obviously, you know, I'm microchipped in my eye. They can see through me and they can hear what I say or even hear what I hear. It's in the optical nerve. They can even record what I see. You know, it's kind of freaky because they've actually had sex with all the women that I had sex with. It's really trippy. Or at least saw a porn video of it. Or saw me talking to my own mother or whatever, you know. or to my own brother, or it's really trippy to know that there's someone seeing what you're seeing. This is a nothing but trying to play God. They want to be God, and when they stick that chip into you, they want to see through you, they want to own you. But that's not the main reason why they're doing this. It's a farm. It's an energy harvest farm. When they microchip you, they just sowed the seed of control in you. They just wrapped up that energy source like the battery is wrapped with this cover. And then they had a design of where to stick the straws in you. In every single chakra, they had a straw stuck in there. And when you come out in public, everything you see is designed to activate one of these straws so it can go. They let you sleep at night, your 8 hours for the battery to recharge. And the next day, when the battery is fully charged and is ready to get out there, it wants to exert that energy, let it out for it to get nurtured and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Not to be surrounded by a blood-sucking machine, an energy-sucking machine, which is what this is. Now, this information that I've given you, I'm going to apply it to certain other videos to show you what they do to me in other videos. Watch the other videos on my channel, and you'll see that exactly everything I told you in this one was applied on me and gets applied still, but now less visible because they're worried. So watch the old videos. And I'll apply all these things that I said to you, because this is what's going on here. So what did the elite accomplish this way? They've eliminated the threat of this battery connecting with all the other ones, turning into a volcano and exploding in their face, and they pinned them against each other. But they had to get the ones that surrounded the battery, the idiots who think they're free and they're happy, and get them attached to all these physical pleasures and give them so much of them so they can stay weak and enslaved more than they're doing it to me. Because those guys are grabbed by the balls. They control these guys, believe it or not, more than anything. Guys, these guys have so much control over their people. If they tell some guy, you have to divorce your wife today, you have to go to France tomorrow with your kid, then you have to do this, they have to do it. That's what it takes to be a part of this Freemasonic entity. They own you. But they tell you, when we don't need you, you're a king. And it's true, at least in the physical realm. So this is how Freemasonry worked in those Freemasonic lodges. They were nothing but mere recruitment agencies for the weakest elements of society or of that particular country to join and for them to rise up the ranks. And it includes a lot of brainwash in there too, to tell them that back in the days, those guys that were pinning and you're beating on used to be your kings and queens. So you should be glad that we're around, we're giving you this power. They build the seeds of revenge, hatred in them, everything. They are more brainwashed than anybody out there, believe it or not. Because they are fully controlled and enslaved by this machine for them to be able to do this to you every day. Run around and activate their energy-sucking straws of the battery. So when you recharge your battery at nighttime, you wake up the next morning, you want to exert that energy that you charged for something for you to get in return. So you can grow. Something nurturing. What makes this a Groundhog Day is there's nothing nurturing in it. It just seems like it from the outside that it's a normal world. But every human being you're meeting is designed to drain your energy. Do you know how many jobs I applied for? I speak 4 languages. I've been all over the place. I can't get a job at Tim Hortons. Why? I don't have a criminal record. It's impossible for me to move forward. I'm being enslaved and entrapped in this prison. Now I know I'm microchipped in the eyes. I'll never be able to see a real ophthalmologist. I can't get an MRI. So this is a blood-sucking machine. When you look at people and they're moving the whole time, they don't stop moving, they're sucking your energy out. They're draining you of everything you recharged overnight. All this movement in your face all day long, all the noise, it's blood-sucking. You know, the attractive women popping everywhere. This is not a certain time of my life where I want to be into that or see that or even think about that. I have more important, you know, fish to fry to come out of this prison. So all these things are designed to keep you depleted, deplete your energy. That's how this works, guys. You know, I wanted to make this small video today to show you how it works when it's like when you compare it as in battery energy. Because a battery, what is a battery? It's an energy source that's wrapped up with a cover, compressed, and then used by us. That's exactly what's happened to me over the course of my life. I was this strong energy source. They quickly grabbed it, wrapped it, and they stuck straws into it for that energy to go for nothing, to keep getting depleted. But when you wake up and realize that you're being used as a battery, what happens then? The machine gets scared, because now you're not going to exert all that energy out there and be confused and running around in circles anymore. Now you're going to think, and you're going to exert that energy, conserve it, and exert it into channeling to see how you can come out of this. So you're going to use that energy for something for you to benefit now. You're not letting the leeches tap on the straws and suck this energy out. You already took the straws out. So now what they do is they make it tighter on you. And they try to predict what you're thinking. Why? Because if I want to go to China, for example, if I want to go to Europe and travel Europe by train, or if I want to go to the States and travel it by Greyhound bus, they have to make sure that along my trail, I don't get in touch with strong, high-powered energies that are not dominated by them. They want to make sure that the straws are stuck into every single channel and trail I take. So what did they do over the last year? They prepped the whole world, believe it or not. The whole world, guys. So now when I go this way, there's already straws laid out on every trail I take. All the airports I get to, it's all set up to be a operation. So I don't get to share this energy with other normal people out there that are not a part of this energy sucking agenda. That's what happened in the last year. So they went nuts. They went all over the world and tried to systemize all these places. In case I get to them, the straws would know from my microchip and we brought over to me in every single establishment I go to. So I don't get the chance, and the other normal energies will be pushed out of the way. So I don't get the chance to share this energy and radiate with others, because it's a threat to them. It's a high-powered super titanium battery that they can't keep on a leash. It's impossible, because it's much stronger and more intelligent than all of them put together. It's a huge problem. That's why they strap it into this prison. Truman Show-like life, where everything's fake around you. Everyone's designed to piss you off, and noises and movement everywhere. Those small irritations are basically turning the motor of all these straws to suck more energy out of you. And those straws are already digged into you. That's what these annoyances are. The busyness and everything, that's taken away from you, from your energy. This constant walking back and forth, that's a straw sucking your energy right out of you. But they give a motive. They pay him, they bring him women, drugs, whatever his kick is. In general, not exactly that guy. But that's how this works. In order for them to own you, they have to get you attached and dependent on all the physical pleasures. That's how they can enslave you. They get you addicted to those things. Otherwise, you won't do their dirty work, because you know it's wrong. Nobody wants to be a bloodsucker, an energy straw activator. That's what I call them. The straws are digged in you, and these guys are activating those straws so they can suck the energy right out of you. Every time someone passes by, the busyness, everything. Every single one of these guys is a small element of, you know, activating that straw and going, energy being sucked out of you. That's what this does. All this busyness around you, everywhere you go. The nasty environment, the dirt, all those things are certain kind of straws digged into your chakras to deplete you of your energy. All hurrying up, coming towards me, moving everywhere I go. Look, 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 look. This is energy draining, guys, through your eyesight, and the noise through your hearing. They attack all your chakras. Psychologically, the billboards, the women posing everywhere, your sexual chakra, the girlfriend experience, people holding hands, everything, everything. All of it put together, it's designed to attack every single one of your chakras for a person who's being imprisoned in a tight grip. All around him are straws stuck in him, and all these people are activating those straws every time you see them by sucking a little bit more out of you. That's pretty much it for today, you know, comparing pretty much what's happening to me to a battery and a huge energy robbery operation that pretty much went on for the last, I don't know, 43 years. So that's about it. We'll head back home. We can relax a bit. This video is almost done. Let's get out of here. I'm not even going to record on the bus.